Ripple makes a big update to its custody service, and they could be launching a XRP supported wallet very soon. I'll give you the details there. And XRP, Solana, Cardano, and a handful of other altcoins are being listed in a new crypto ETF that's really big for the market. And Securitize, the platform that helped BlackRock to launch its tokenized fund, is launching its own blockchain to cater to institutional investors for DeFi. This is really big. I'll give you the details. Let's get into it. Hey everybody, welcome into the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. I'm your host, Tony Edward. On your way in, please hit that subscribe button as well as the thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform such as Spotify or Apple, please leave a 5-star rating and review. Folks, big news coming out around Ripple. They have filed for a trademark application for custody service and wallet services. So let me give you the details. The filing notes 4 use cases for the word mark, including one that reads financial services, namely custodial services in the nature of maintaining storage and possession of cryptocurrency for financial management purposes. The trademark filing follows Ripple's launch of its custody service in October 2024. At the time, the company said the move sought to diversify its revenue streams beyond its payment settlement service. Another use case listed in the trademark filing reads downloadable software for custody of cryptocurrency, fiat currency, virtual currency, and digital currency, downloadable software for transmission and storage of cryptocurrency, fiat currency, virtual currency, and digital currency. The use case may indicate that Ripple could be planning to launch a cryptocurrency wallet, either to support its native token XRP or a wider variety of digital assets. Currently, the company does not offer a crypto wallet. The wallet services offering would provide another revenue stream to Ripple by collecting transaction fees. So a couple of things to take away here, guys. Number one, Ripple is looking to expand its custody service, which, as mentioned, it launched last year. And at the beginning of 2024, I had interviewed Ripple's David Schwartz, where we talked about their acquisition of Medico and what they were trying to do with HSBC Bank and much more. And you guys can, of course, check out that interview. And then second, it looks like Ripple's trying to create some sort of wallet service here. And it absolutely makes sense because they now have a stable coin. And of course, they have the native asset of XRP, which they support via the XRP ledger. So building a wallet would make sense. There could be an institutional version as well as a retail version. We'll have to wait and see. We're just speculating here, but based on the filing here for the trademark and so forth, you know, we could see this on the horizon and it would make sense. Now, of course, you don't need Ripple's respective wallet to hold XRP. And even as there's more exchanges and wallets that support RLUSD, the stablecoin, you won't necessarily need Ripple's wallet, but it's a good idea for them to do this, and it could help boost adoption. They can use their branding and their existing network globally with different exchanges to launch this. So smart move on their part, and could be very beneficial for the adoption of XRP and people who want to use RLUSD as well. Now, tomorrow, I'll be interviewing Jasmine Cooper of Ripple. She's part of the Ripple X team and heads up product. And we're going to talk all things XRP ledger. So make sure you're subscribed, guys. I'm going to ask all the important questions about what's happening on the XRP ledger with RLUSD, the AMM, the decentralized exchange, and much more. So once again, make sure you are tuned in for that one. Now, acting SEC Chair Mark Ueda directs staff to re-examine the proposed crypto custody rule. So we see that the SEC is taking a different direction with crypto. They launched a crypto task force. They've been dropping cases left and right and undoing a lot of the nonsense that Gary Gensler did under his tenure. So SEC Acting Chair Mark Ueda said commenters had significant concerns over a rule proposed in February 2023 that would require registered investment advisors to keep crypto with a qualified custodian and require those custodians to abide by certain requirements. Here's a quote. Given such concern, there may be significant challenges to proceeding with the original proposal, Ueda said on Monday at the Investment Company Institute's 2025 Investment Management Conference in San Diego. As such, I have asked the SEC staff to work closely with the crypto task force to consider appropriate alternatives. Now, the original rule, I think that the devil's in the details because we do want folks to use compliant and appropriate custodians. We don't want another FTX situation, right? I don't think that's what Mark is trying to change, but rather it's the details that were surrounding that. Gensler and Elizabeth Warren were putting together these very draconian rules, and many times they seem like they were good, but they had hidden things, right? We've seen this with Elizabeth Warren many times with the bills she tries to put out. Sometimes it has a nice face on it, but in the back end, it's something that would stifle crypto and so forth. So I'm glad Mark is asking the crypto task force to review this. He's not outright throwing it out, but saying, hey, let's review what's going on here and make sure that it's balanced, right? Protecting consumers, but also allowing for innovation. So trying to fix a lot of the problems that Gary Gensler created at the SEC. But this is great. We're moving in the right direction overall. Now, check this out, guys. Hashdex has filed an amendment to the NASDAQ Crypto Index US ETF, adding Solana, XRP, Cardano, Chainlink, AVAX, Litecoin, and Uniswap. Huge. We've often talked about on this podcast that as these altcoin ETFs get approved, you will see index ETFs. So people will be able to get the top 5 or top 10. You have a basket ETF essentially, and that's how majority of people invest. They buy the S&P 500 or the NASDAQ, right? They are familiar with, hey, just give me the top 5, top 10, or whatever it may be, or the tech sector or this sector. So this is very important for allowing more capital to come into the market. And don't be surprised that these basket ETFs do really well and outperform these single asset ETFs over time. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be right away, but over time, as more people come in, they're like, you know what? I want to mix up Bitcoin and some altcoins, right? I think that's logical, and the majority of folks would do that. So this is very bullish. And the fact that, you have all these coins in here that were, previously mentioned in lawsuits like Solana and Cardano, it's pretty amazing. Obviously, the Ripple case needs to be wrapped up. We expect that to wrap up pretty soon. Now, speaking of ETFs, Canary Capital files with the SEC for what could be the first Sui ETF. So Sui has been a project that's been performing really well. In the recent dip, guys, I added Sui to my portfolio. I added XRP, Sui, and Ethereum. Not financial advice, do your own research, but those were the coins I bought in the dip. I did not buy any Bitcoin because I believe Bitcoin is already up significantly, and I'm looking to get altcoins which still have a lot of room to run and obviously have the potential to run, with where they're positioned. The Sui ETF would emerge after World Liberty Financial, a decentralized financial project linked to US President Donald Trump, noted plans to put Sui in its strategic reserves. So that's another factor that could help these tokens pump. Yesterday we talked about AVAX, which is a native token on Avalanche, being added to World Liberty Financial's reserves. So I told you guys in yesterday's podcast to watch what World Liberty Financial is doing, because that could be an indication of coins that could perform well. There's no guarantee or certainties, but if the World Liberty Financial is putting a lot of money in it, you got ETF filings, these are coins that could do well. Now, of course, we can't hold every token. That's not possible. Sometimes people ask me, hey, why aren't you holding this token? Well, I don't have capital to put into every token, and I don't want to spread myself too thin. I do want to make sure I'm diversified. There's a balance between being diversified and being spread too thin, right? You can't have every altcoin out there. It's not possible. But this is very bullish news for Sui, and I see it continuing to perform very well. There's a lot of VCs and folks who are backing it, and this is very good news for it. Now, quick word from our sponsor, guys, and that is BitGo. BitGo is one of the top tier custodians in the crypto market. They're headed up by Mike Belshi, who's a Web 1.0 and 2.0 legend. BitGo has been through multiple bull and bear market cycles. They are one of the companies that have made it through and continue to flourish and grow. They have over $100 billion of assets on their platform, and they provide a ton of services to companies across the crypto industry, like 21 Shares, which launches Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF, Canary Capital, that's Dan Morehead's hedge fund, which is like the first hedge fund in crypto, Sui, the token project, of course, and Bitstamp Exchange. And they provide a variety of services, wallet services, prime services. It's an all-in-one platform. And of course, you get top tier crypto safety and custody. And they have a retail platform, guys, where you can buy, sell, trade crypto. You can also stake crypto, and they have a great self-hosted wallet. And of course, you're going to get the top tier of safety, guys. So if you'd like to learn more about BitGo, go to bitgo.com. Link will be in the description. Now, big news coming out around Securitize. Tokenization specialists Securitize and Athena unveil institutional DeFi blockchain. So, coverage will be compatible with the Ethereum virtual machine, enabling it to run Ethereum based smart contracts, dApps, and tools without modification. Converge blockchain's initial partners include Pendle, Avera, the parent company of Aave Labs, Ethereal, Morpho, and Maple Finance. Athena's native governance token, ENA, will serve as a stakeable asset via SENA for coverage, securing the network with a permissionable validator set composed of traditional financial entities and centralized exchanges. Guys, you continue to see the infrastructure being built here, not only for retail, but for institutional investors. Now, Securitize is the firm that helped BlackRock to launch its tokenized fund, right? And that is BIDL. So this blockchain, once again, will be Ethereum compatible, and it's going to be called Converge. And this is going to be targeted to tokenize assets and provide institutional investors with the innovation of decentralized finance. Folks, you see what's being built here? I've often talked about tokenization is the future of finance, as Larry Fink has said, and the token economy, everything will be running on the blockchain. So once they start tokenizing real estate, stocks, securities, commodities, it will open up the door for DeFi. I've often said there's going to be secondary and tertiary markets, and you're going to have a more global market, a truly global market, I should say, because right now, not everyone can access the New York Stock Exchange. Not everyone can buy real estate in the United States. So once those things become tokenized, it opens up an incredible market where lots of capital can flow in from around the globe. So pretty amazing stuff here. Now, yesterday I shared a video of Senator Tim Scott talking about, crypto's here to stay in the United States. He made those direct statements and talking about Senator Hagerty's stablecoin bill and that they want to get crypto legislation through this year with Treasury Secretary Scott Bissent. And once again, this is the Treasury Secretary, right? He was interviewed today on Fox and, crypto was brought up. And here's a quote. He says, "Digital assets are here to stay. We are going to make the United States the digital asset hub of the world." So this continues to be a top priority. Obviously, it's not the number one, but this is still a top priority. It's something that is being discussed on a daily cadence with members of Congress and parts and different folks in the government. It's amazing how far we've come. And despite the market cool down and the correction we're in right now, we continue to see the dialogue and that they want to get crypto legislation done and get this thing going. So it's amazing. And once again, this is a treasury of the secretary. It's not like he has to talk about crypto. And of course, the treasury has a lot to do with the management of money and so forth, but crypto is on the agenda, folks. Now, I'll be interviewing Representative Brian Steele soon. He's the chairman of the Subcommittee on Digital Assets, Financial Technology, and Artificial Intelligence in Congress. He's been working in the House Financial Services to get things done with crypto. So stay tuned for that. You may have seen him talk about this in different hearings and stuff like that. And he's been doing a lot. So I'm going to have him on the podcast next week, and we're going to talk all things crypto and legislation and so forth. So if you have any questions you want me to ask him, you can drop them in the comment section or email me. Now, today it was announced that Robinhood is launching a prediction market. So similar to Polymarket, which is, of course, blockchain-based and decentralized, Robinhood is launching its own version, and apparently they're being powered by Kalshi. So this is very interesting. It seems like the financialization of the markets and everything in life is happening, right? Because there's prediction markets for almost anything now. And it's pretty amazing. It's kind of scary at the same time. And we do need to educate people so that we don't become a whole bunch of degens and people don't just like spend all their life savings and so forth. We want to be smart. But look, I'm a believer in the free market. I believe that people, however they want to spend their money, they can. Just we got to educate them. And just like we educate people about what they do at the casinos in Las Vegas and much more. And, online sports betting, because that's been booming. But, when you have the opening of all these different things where people can bet on different things, it's pretty wild. So we got to make sure we educate people. But this is the financialization of the many aspects of our life and the markets and economy. It's really crazy stuff. Now, many of you are familiar with Worldcoin. That was started by Sam Altman. I've often been critical of Worldcoin, where I didn't like the fact that you had to get your retina scan and that I didn't know what they were doing with your data. We kind of need a third party neutral auditor to come in and say, hey, they're using the data correctly, because you would scan, it would put you on the blockchain, you would get some tokens. And I felt like, in a way, they're taking advantage of certain people in other countries who, have financial needs. So they're like, hey, let me get some free coins and stuff like that, right? Well, they're actually doing something interesting here where they're introducing Razor ID, verified by World ID, a powerful new way to keep gaming fair. The TLDR here is that they're looking to make sure that gaming prioritizes human gamers in the age of AI, essentially verifying that the player is in fact a human gamer versus an AI bot that's playing against them, right? Because this is certainly going to be an issue. People are going to use AI bots to win competitions and games. So we want to make sure we are able to distinguish between human beings and AI bots and much more. This is, of course, a problem also on the content side, right? With deepfakes. Deepfakes are only going to continue to get worse, and well, I shouldn't say worse, better in the fact that you won't be able to distinguish what's fake and what's real. But the problem will get worse, I should say. So we need the blockchain. And here's a clear example of how blockchain is going to be used to police AI and make sure we are able to verify who's human and who's a robot or an AI agent. That may not seem like a big problem right now, but guys, in 20 to 30 years, it will be. When you have AI running many different things, when you got Elon's Tesla bot, walking around in your homes or in factories and doing different things, that's the world we're headed to. If you don't see it, I know many of us think it's maybe far off. It's like iRobot or Terminator or something or whatever, right? We have seen in the sci-fi movies, but it's coming. It will obviously take time, but the physical robot aspect is not going to be as fast from an adoption standpoint, but AI agents and AI assistants and, your fridge and your sink, I don't know, your stove, your micro, all these things will have some form of AI that will think for itself, where it's going to cut out certain steps and things that you have to think about, right? It will do it for you. But we have to make sure that we put the guardrails in place because this is a technology that carries a lot of risk, if not police, right? Because bad actors can program AI agents and different things to do bad activity. So whole world of possibilities here, both good and bad, but blockchain. See how these technologies are converging here and how they kind of have a symbiotic relationship where AI can enhance certain blockchain attributes, but blockchain can be used to verify and police AI. So incredible stuff, guys. But that's why we're here, taking the bet, investing, so we can make money off of all these things because we can't stop it, right? The world is moving in this direction, and it's one of those macro movements. You're not stopping it, but make some money off of it, at least, right? Because it's where things are going. Just like in the early 90s, if you were paying attention to the internet and where things were headed with email and search engines and so forth and took your bets, it paid off. Same thing here. So guys, let me know what you think. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Hit the thumbs up button. A great way you can support me in the podcast, guys, is by subscribing to my free email newsletter. It's 100% free. It's on Substack. Link will be in the description. Also, check out my book on Amazon. It's available in paperback and digital. And check out my new course at mycryptocourse.com. Expand your crypto knowledge. Knowledge is power. And what makes this course unique, it features expert commentary. No other course offers this. You will hear from founders, CEOs, institutional investors, breaking down the different aspects of crypto. Pay a one-time fee, get lifetime access, and go at your own pace. Sure to log in with your friends and family if you want. And it includes a lot of value, downloadable materials, videos, full text write-ups, of course. So if you'd like to learn more, go to mycryptocourse.com. Thank you guys for watching and listening. I appreciate you all, and I'll talk to you all later.